is me, once again. It has been a while since I did a video talking about truck life, so I thought this week we would talk about the hardest parts of living inside a car. I came up with a list of 6 things that I found most challenging when I was living full-time out of my truck. So if you've lived in your car and you had different challenges that I didn't mention, please feel free to leave them in the comments. For anybody who is... What was that? Alright, and in no particular order, the first challenge on my list is electronics and specifically being outlet dependent. For your laptop, your camera, your phone, all those essential electronics. Having to constantly go into town and find an outlet for all those was just really annoying. And another challenge to that is that you have to find public outlets that you can charge at and sit there for a while and make it not look awkward, which it always looks awkward. My go-to outlet spots were the library, coffee shops, and sometimes outdoors there would be live outlets. That was very iffy though. I also had a portable battery pack that I used for my phone and anything else that could be charged with a USB. But again, I had to use an outlet to charge that too. I know a lot of people who are doing the van lifestyle are digital nomads, so they are 100% dependent on their electronics just to make a living. So it always just becomes very inconvenient having to search for public outlets. This shot is very low. I'm very cut off. I'm sorry. That is awkward. Okay, is that better? Yeah, that's less awkward. I'm sorry. I'm always awkward. It's fine. No! I broke it. I fixed it. Another thing that was very challenging for me was constantly moving towns. When you first move, you have to explore the whole town, find your little spots, like where you're gonna sleep and park, where you can charge your outlets, and what's open when, and where you can go. All this stuff. So for me, I was working seasonal jobs, and that meant I was moving every 3 months. And every single time, that first night in a new town is always super stressful. You just have to make a wild guess on where to park because you just don't know. You're lying there trying to go to sleep and you're just like, okay, when am I gonna get a ticket? How many cops are gonna show up? How many people are outside my car right now looking how to break in and steal my car while I'm in it? It's scary. The first night in a new town is always super anxiety inducing. At least for me. But I'm anxious about everything. So, once you move, then you have to go and find all your little spots again, and then you have to set up your whole routine, get to know the place, get to know the people, and then you get a new job, you move towns again, and rinse and repeat. It's kind of tedious. Okay. We all know that showering is probably one of the hardest parts about living inside your car. Don't get me wrong, there are so many ways that you can keep yourself clean and hygienic. When you're living in a house or an apartment, the bathroom and shower are right there. All you have to do is walk into the other room and just turn a spigot. And then you're good. You're showering. It's great. When you're in the car, it's not that easy. You either have to drive to your showers or you have to gather up your water and set up your shower situation and like do all these things and make sure you don't get a ticket for public indecency and all this stuff. Showering when you live in your car just adds so many inconvenient steps beforehand, and it's just, I want to be clean right now. But that's just how it goes. Another difficult part of sleeping in your car is when it is 1 a.m. and someone knocks on your window and you're like, this is it. This is how I die. That situation is always scary. However, after it happened a few times, I just started getting more annoyed than anything else. Because everybody who knocked on my window, 0% of them were murderers. If you think about it, how many murderers do you know in your normal life? Like, there's not that many. The 2 kinds of people who approached me were Good Samaritans or the police. If I was sleeping in the mountains and I had pulled off on the side of a forest road, sometimes people would stop and just kind of shout out, be like, hey, you good over there? And I'd have to wake up and be like, yes, I am, just leave me alone, I'm sleeping here. I wasn't that rude, but that's how I felt. Then they would go on their merry way. There was one instance where I was pretty close to town on a little dirt road, and this guy pulled up and he actually got out of his car with a flashlight, came up to my window and was like shining it in there. That was kind of weird. But again, he was just a good Samaritan being like, are you in danger? Like, do you need help? I'm like, no, I'm sleeping. And then the other time that someone pointed a flashlight in my window was the police. I was actually sleeping in the town, so I pulled off in this little off-to-the-side lot. And this flashlight comes in, knocks on the window, he's like, this is the police, open up! So I had to crawl my way to the front and explain that I was sleeping and not doing anything nefarious. This is the police! What are you doing out here? Causing trouble? Being a troublemaker? Oh, you know, I'm just sleeping here. Sleeping? Do you know where you are right now? You ain't in a good part of town, little lady. Me and my partner Charlie here thought you was dealing drugs. Nope, no drugs have been dealt. I'll have you know, 2 years ago, 7 blocks from this exact spot, I responded to a murder. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have known that. Well, we can't let you stay here for the middle of the night. Charlie, where should she go? Charlie, where should she's sleeping? Where should she go? I mean, there's that campsite 45 minutes up the road. We got that national park 3 hours away. She could sleep there. I can just go to Walmart. Walmart! Charlie, she's going to Walmart. Walmart's a good idea. You should go to Walmart. Alright, I'm gonna do that and continue sleeping. Goodbye. Alright, you stay out of trouble now, you hear? No more sleeping by murderers. That was a very odd interaction. Another big problem that I had, I'm not naturally a super organized person. I'm more of that organized mess type, but I swear, you put 2 things out of place and it looks like a tornado has raged through your car already. So it was challenging for me to keep everything tidy and have everything go in their place. Otherwise, the entire car was just chaos. Although, it was very good practice for keeping myself organized. Okay, and the last challenge on my list is a little hard to describe, but it is making friends, but also keeping it on the down low that you live in your truck. Because it's just a good safety precaution to not tell every single person that you meet, this is my truck, I live in here, everything I own, all my valuables are in here 100% of the time. Ugh, I had so many nightmares about being robbed and like coming back to my truck and there was 0 things there. That was probably one of my biggest fears. Also, when you tell people that you live in your car, it is very common for people to kind of freak out, be like, are you okay? And you always have to explain to people, no, I am not dying, I am fine, don't worry. So it became a bit hard when you're making new friends, knowing when to tell them, hey, I live full-time out of my truck. And then it feels like you're keeping a huge secret from potential friends, and then it's not an honest relationship, and yeah, it gets a little tricky. Those 6 things were probably the hardest challenges I faced when living in my truck. Again, if you came across any other challenges that I didn't mention, feel free to comment below and talk about them. And if you're new or planning to live in your car, I hope this video helped you kind of know what to expect for challenges and hardships that you are about to face. But personally, I think the benefits outweigh the difficulties when it comes to living in your car. Yep, that's all I got. That's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye. Again, if you had different... Who sleeps with their glasses on? Sleeping. Me and my partner Charlie here was thinking you... There's also... Alright, you stay out... This is so weird. Oh, nope, no.